Is something preventing you from achieving your goals? Our sponsors at BetterHelp can help you live your best life today. Get support from a licensed professional therapist at betterhelp.com/rice. At betterhelp.com/rice, you'll get 10% off your first month.
You know, if you're fat and sassy, it's cool, but if you're just sassy and skinny, you're a bitch. That's the difference when it comes to women. You know what I mean?
Yes. You're very right. You're very right.
Welcome to Rise to Meet You, a comedy podcast where two Asian friends try to be funny. I'm your host, Nigel Ng.
And I'm your host, Evelyn Mock. Okay, yes. So you've added Asian friends now?
Every episode, there's a little bit of a twist.
Oh,
okay? I feel very Asian today.
A little bit of a twist.
I feel very Asian today. I don't know.
Why do you feel so Asian?
Why? Because we're human, and sometimes we feel white, sometimes we feel Asian, you know? Because I'm looking at tiles in my new house, and I've decided to import some tiles from Malaysia or Singapore, Peranakan-style tiles, the native people of Malaysia and Singapore. So I'm thinking about doing that. That's why I'm feeling extra Asian.
Is it because you miss your home country?
It's because, it's part of who I am. Your house should showcase your personality.
That's true. That's true.
Why I want some, Asian tiles. But, you don't want to go full Asian. You don't want to look shit. But... But some Peranakan tiles, some Peranakan-style tiles would be very nice. Like, imagine in the entryway, you open a door and it's just these very exotic-looking tiles. Beautiful. That's why I'm feeling a bit Asian today.
You are right, Nigel. Your house should showcase yourself, your personality. That's why I keep farting.
That doesn't even make sense. Your house needs to fart too? Doesn't make sense.
So my house smells of farts. I was just trying to make a self-deprecating joke.
You should have said, that's why I bought fart-scented candles,
That's why I bought fart-scented candles.
Yeah, that's if you wanted to do that joke,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's all right.
You are better at stand-up. You're a better comedian than I am.
Well, I mostly say offensive shit, and then half the time they're also funny. So
yeah, that's true.
The other half of the time is just, what the fuck? So I really appreciate our listeners bearing with me, because my hit rate is like 50-50. But when I hit funny and offensive at the same time, isn't it glorious?
Yeah.
Isn't it glorious? But when I hit offensive but not funny, then, you win some, you lose some.
Win some, you lose some.
I realize I'm thriving being 30, by the way.
Why?
I bought a car, bought a house, I buy some nice candles. I think 30 is my time to shine. In my 20s, it was terrible. I didn't really go out and have that much 20-year-old fun, clubbing and drugs.
Because you were married.
Yeah, I think I was built to be in my 30s.
I think you were built to be like a single fuckboy. That's why you were built to be a bachelor, and that's why you're enjoying your 30s, because you got divorced when you were 28, and you're like, oh my God, you sound like Courtney Cox in Cougar Town.
Haven't seen that.
You sound like a middle-aged divorced white lady who's like,
oh my God.
I'm back on the market. I'm gonna do yoga to keep my figure. Oh, Pim's a clock, people. That's what you sound like. 30s. I'm flourishing in my 30s.
No.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I mean, it is pretty accurate because, there is an accuracy there. That's why I was like rethinking about my life, because when I was buying my Tesla, you have to choose a color, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then blue at first really caught my eye. And then but I was like, I can't buy blue. The stereotype of blue is like middle-aged, divorced, midlife crisis person. Yeah, they buy a blue BMW. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually for men.
Oh, so yeah.
That's why I'm like, ooh, if I do buy blue, it's kind of too much. It's kind of fitting the stereotype too well. So I went with the safest option, went with the dark gray, dark silver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I look forward to seeing it and then possibly writing in it and spilling
No, you're
my
taking the
drink
bus.
in it.
You're taking the bus. I'm meeting you at whatever we are going. You're taking the bus.
Yeah. Because we both know as soon as I get in that car, there's going to be like a milkshake on the seat. There's going to be like spillage. I'm going to break your cup holder. For some reason, when I get in the car's not going to start. I just have this aura of breaking shit.
You know how they say hurt people hurt people?
Oh, Nigel.
Broken people break things. Yeah. Okay, less catchy, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It is pretty catchy, actually. It is pretty catchy. Yes,
broken people break things.
Yes. And the thing is, it's funny because I'm usually okay, but I've broken so many things of Nigel's.
You're not coming near my car. I don't think you should even visit my house until you get more careful around things.
But I am really careful usually.
Usually. Something changes when Evelyn goes to a place that she doesn't own. And then she's like, fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to shit on the curtains. You know?
Shit on the curtains. Ew.
Oh, also small announcement, people. I'm taking this week off YouTube. Don't worry. My mental health is great. My mental health is amazing. I just feel a bit lazy. That's all. You know?
Why are you taking time out of YouTube?
I just want to go on holiday a bit, go to Paris maybe, I think.
You're going to go to Paris?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go to Paris.
Visit some special friends.
Okay, so basically, you are going to get laid in Paris. That's what you just told us.
Maybe. If
I'm going to visit
consent,
some special friends.
Maybe. Why?
You're like, I want to downplay my fuckboy vibes, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go to Paris to visit a special friend.
I said special friends. I tried to make it plural to hide the fact
That's worse. It's going to be 9 condoms all over again.
Let me have my divorcee lifestyle, okay?
Oh my God.
I bring up the taking a break thing because it's like, it's nice to hear someone taking a break, not for mental health reasons, isn't it? It's so refreshing. What happened to those people? Every time I scroll through, I'm thinking, everybody remember, treat yourself better, be kind to yourself, take a break, your mental health is important. And what happened to the lazy people like me? I just like breaks. I just like breaks. Mentally very stable. And I like breaks.
The people who take a break because they... The people who take a break because of like just niceness, they don't talk about it. That's the thing. Ooh. They don't announce it.
Well, I'm doing a parody of the Instagram influencer.
Yes.
Isn't it sad that we have to do a parody of a mentally healthy Instagram influencer now that's the parody? You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's a bit sad, isn't it?
Wait, you mean that the parody is like a person who shares their mental health online as well?
No. A person who shares their mental health online, but they're okay. Instead of saying, I've been going through some dark times, so thank you so much for support, for being here. I'm like, hey guys, I'm back. I've been traveling for a while and it's all been good. How's it going, people? I'm still happy.
What did I miss?
Yeah. Welcome back, people. It's me again. I took a break, but I'm happy. Don't worry, I'm not overworked. I'm not burnt out. Who's burnt out? Me.
Oh my God.
I'm not burnt out. Isn't it sad that that's the parody now? The default route is to be avoid burnout, people. Be kinder to yourself. And mental health is very important. And it's so stigmatized in society. And nobody talks about it. But I'm here. I'm here to talk about it. And they think like they're so original. And like, listen, bitch, everybody talks about mental health now. It's not interesting anymore. I want to hear the influencer who doesn't give a shit about mental health.
Well, that is you, Nigel.
Yeah, I'm the original one.
You're the originator. Well, The thing is, like, I agree with you. I think it's weird to share because I think it's just because of our society. It's very indicative, isn't it? Like, social media is everything now. So we share everything on social media. But the thing is, like,
I think we need to share more negative things, I would come out and be like, hey guys, remember to hate yourself a little bit. Remember to hate yourself a little bit. Because if you love yourself, you are unbearable.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps your ego down.
Yes.
Hate yourself a little bit, okay?
Yes.
That's really funny.
You are not burnt out. Work harder. Work harder.
That's so funny.
You are not depressed. Maybe you're just, lazy like most people are. Sometimes we want to wake up at 10. And that's okay. Don't be like, I woke up at 10 today because I needed it. I've been working so hard. I'm feeling burnt out. And just to remind you guys, when you feel burnt out, it's okay to take a breather.
Yeah.
It's okay to have time for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. It's like, I don't know. It feels weird. The thing is, like, I take breaks from social media all the time. I just don't say anything. People think that I just post very infrequently, which I do. But also it's because I'm not on there.
My fans worry about me sometimes if I don't post.
Oh, really?
And
Why?
then they're like, Uncle Roger, are you okay? I missed your video today.
By your fans, do you mean your mom? Nigel, where's the video? Your mom's so sweet because she watches all your videos.
She loves my videos.
Yeah.
She loves my videos.
Yeah.
And I think it's a nice feeling. We talk about this a lot, but my mom is my biggest fan.
I know.
And I feel like YouTube is also a great platform to you have a direct line to your audience.
Oh yeah.
You know? That's why it's very different if like the sketch show we are making, our parents watch it, they don't feel that connection. My mom sees me as Uncle Roger. She's like, yeah, it's my son. It's my son.
And now she's gonna see you as a pussy psychic.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know if I like this for my son.
So what have you done for your mental health recently, Evelyn?
Well, Nigel.
As a champion of women's mental health, intersectional women's mental health.
Thank you for pointing out all of the things that I believe in and labeling me with it.
Yeah.
Therefore, putting on both pressure and responsibility and kind of a burden. No, I'm kidding. But I've actually, to be honest, I have taken some time to rest up because I went to a spa.
I like how Evelyn just follows in my footsteps. I talk about going to a spa, she goes to a spa. You're going to buy a car soon. I think.
I'm going to buy a car soon, but it's going to be like a very old, like Volvo. Or not even Volvo, like a Volkswagen, like buggy.
I go to the gym, she goes to the gym. Get your own life. Get your own life, woman.
I'm Asian, she's Asian. Yeah. Get your own life, woman.
Stop copying
I eat rice, she eats rice. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But I did go to a spa because, and I know I shitted on spas when you went to a spa. But
people are brutal in the comments. People
were
are like,
they?
Evelyn, I can't believe you're shitting. You preach compassion, but you judge Nigel for what he enjoys. I'm like, well, it's pretty funny. We're trying to be funny here,
We're trying to be funny. Yeah. And also, why aren't you ragging on Nigel for judging me? Well, they are probably.
I never judge you, though. I never judge you. I make fun of you. I make fun of you. But I'm completely for your life choices.
I make fun of you, too. And I respect your life choices.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends. That's why we accept each other for who we are, even though we may annoy each other.
There are things we do in our lives we'll never comprehend. You with your trauma, me with my sex life. Those two things can never be broached, can never be understood because we both lead such different lives. But we try our best.
That's so compassionate, Nigel.
Thank you.
That's so compassionate.
I try to put myself in your shoes sometimes and I'll be like, oh, these are terrible shoes, first of all.
Excuse me. I've actually bought new shoes. I bought really nice shoes.
You ever try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and you're like, holy shit, these shoes are terrible. I can see why people don't do this, ever. Like metaphorically, not physically your shoes, but like, you ever try to see things from other people's perspectives and then you realize their perspectives suck? And then you're like, no wonder I don't like to see things from your perspective. Why hasn't nobody's talked about this? By the way, what if you try to empathize with someone and you see things from their angle and then their angle sucks? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to play along? I see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
but I don't like it. I hate. Can we just say I hate where you're coming from? And I don't want to see where you're coming from.
I mean, I think you could say
I'd
that.
rather
You
be
could probably
blind
say,
than see where you're coming from.
Oh,
I'll
Nigel.
stab my own eyes out.
Okay.
I'd rather foot bind myself, Chinese foot binding my own feet, than walk in your shoes.
Okay, Nigel. Okay.
sorry.
Enough with the eye gouging and the foot binding. Okay. Enough with that. But I think, but that's what most people do, isn't it? They're like, I don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion.
No, I'm saying don't even respect their opinion. I'm saying if their shoes are so bad, you put yourself in their shoes, you're like, these shoes are terrible.
Oh my God.
I think there's too much respect going on in this world. You know what I mean? There's too much like, I hear you. I see where you're coming from. I think a bit of animosity and antagonizing, it makes life fun.
The respect is like a, what's it called? A reaction to all the disrespect that came before it, isn't it?
What do you mean? Say
like,
more. It's
because,
too abstract for me.
No, but because like there's been so much disrespect before because, you know, like during previous times where people weren't really treated humanely or with respect. And so now the kind of like reaction to that is a wave of respect. And now I think we've come to the point where the reaction to the respect is disrespect. So
I feel like we got it.
Keep going like this.
I feel like we got it pretty much right the first time around. That amount of disrespect.
Nigel.
Okay.
It's because in old Rome, you would be Joaquin Phoenix and I would be Russell Crowe.
What do you mean old Rome? What
in
are these references today?
Gladiator.
Courtney, okay. And what does Joaquin Phoenix play? I don't remember.
He plays the king or the, what's it called?
Just say the king then.
Okay, you would be the emperor. You would be the emperor sitting in the stalls watching the gladiators battle it out. And I would be one of the gladiators who would have to battle it out to death.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
So self-deprecating. You're a queen, Evelyn.
Oh,
You're
Nigel.
a queen. You're the Asian Lizzo. What happened to that, by the way? We haven't talked about that in a while. You started losing weight, you fucking traitor. To the cause.
Nigel. I did start losing weight. That's true.
We
that
just stumbled on Asian Lizzo and then you went to the gym. I'm like, fuck you. We just found something good. Can you get diabetes back, please?
I think Asian Lizzo, if I'm honest, it's all about attitude rather than your size.
It's
Lizzo
attitude.
preaches attitude.
It's fatitude. It's both.
It's fatitude. It's a fatitude. And I can still keep my fatitude until I lose a bit more weight. Then it'll be
I think it's
unfair.
over now. I think it's over. You lost too much weight. You lost too much weight to have fatitude. Can we make fatitude a word? I think it's a very cool word.
It's a nice word. Yeah. Let's make it a word.
You've lost your fatitude, Evelyn.
I haven't really, honestly. I'm still fat.
Yeah.
I'm still fat.
You know, if you're fat and sassy, it's cool. But if you're just sassy and skinny, you're a bitch. That's the difference when it comes to women. You know what I mean?
Yes. You're very right. But it's also, that also shows very indicative of how society treats women because they don't take a fat woman seriously. They patronize and they infantilize fat women. So that's why if they're sassy, they don't take that threat seriously. But if it's a skinny woman, she gets vilified.
Unfortunately, we live in a society. So play by the rules, woman. Do you want to be skinny, sassy? No, nobody likes a sassy, skinny person. Nobody likes a sassy, skinny woman. You know,
it's just bitch. Yeah.
If you're sassy, you better be fat or black.
Nigel,
tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm just reporting society. I'm not saying this is how it should be.
Just reporting society.
As a good comic, this is what you should do. I'm not saying it should be this way. I'm just saying this is how things are. If you're sassy, you better be fat or black.
Oh my God.
Am I wrong, people? Let me know in the comments, listeners.
Don't write in the comments about this. Just
right. Yeah, you're so right. A sassy, skinny woman is just labeled a bitch.
I have to say, this is also very this is so Nigel. We had a meeting yesterday in our sketch show that we're developing.
I said too many shocking things for an office environment.
The thing is, I was like, Nigel, do you remember what we talked about last week that we both were like, oh, this would make a good sketch. We should pitch it. to the production, and Nigel immediately went, "Oh, do you mean green pedophile?" And I was like, "Of course I don't mean green pedophile. Like, in what world would I mean green pedophile?"
I still think it's a funny. I think about that sketch idea a lot. An interview with the green pedophile, and then you go into his room. It's just posters of like Greta Thunberg, like Backstreet Boys posters you have, but it's just Greta Thunberg.
This is vegan slave owner all over again.
One day I will make those sketches. Just you wait. Nobody sees the genius in these. You know, it's very sad. It pains me a bit, but I had to cut. All my sketches got cut, really. Reincarnation got cut. Asian Ghostbusters got cut. You know?
Pussy Psychic's still there.
Okay. Yeah, but half my sketches got cut. I think I'm not built for this world of, mainstream corporate comedy. I will still do it, but
mainstream corporate comedy.
I mean, we you meet in the office, and I get it. There are constraints about certain forms or whatever.
Yeah.
But one day, I have my own production company now. Now I'm just building up the reputation of it and my skill set, so I know how to direct. One day we'll make the green pedophile and vegan slave owner.
I will be happy to write it. I will write it for you, Nigel.
And I guarantee you these will get more views than the corporate comedy.
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Immediately, did you mean green pedophile?
And for context, listeners, this was like in an office conference room.
We were in an office conference room. I was on Zoom. I was on Zoom, but you were in the
big screen, and it's just like the most proper execs. They dress well. They're very proper and pretty. Although there was one of them who I think has a dark sense of humor like me, because when I said these things, everybody just looked shocked, but she was like shocked but laughing and just looking at me. So I was like, I think one of them's a good one. She's one of the good ones.
Oh my God.
And she listens to our podcast. So
she does,
she does. You know who you are. You know who you are. If you're listening to the latest episode, you know who you are. So she gets the vibe.
She does get the vibe. Yeah. She does. Yeah, but it was very, very funny. And the sketch that the idea that I was referring to was consent coordinator, personal consent coordinator. But it was very funny because it's like being in these environments with you. The thing is, you are very professional. You were great.
Yeah, until
you're really,
I say
really great.
Shit like green pedophile, and then when they recoil, instead of shutting up, I say more.
You say more, and then it becomes like, yeah.
I say, no, it's just this guy who drives a Tesla who likes to touch kids,
Yeah, he said that in the room, and then I was like, Nigel, stop it! Like, it became like the podcast. It became an episode of the podcast, and everybody started laughing because they're like, "Oh, this is real! This is real! We thought it was only a thing for the podcast, but this is how they are."
Yeah.
So it was so funny. Like, you were just digging.
The problem as a comic is
lower.
we've seen so much comedy now.
Yeah.
That the thing that makes me laugh is probably have some amount of shock into it, or some amount of subversion.
Yeah. I totally get that. I get that totally. And the thing is, like, if you work in comedy, you also kind of should have that and have an understanding of it. But also because they are the corporate side of it, they have the other hat on, which is like, oh, what's okay to say and blah, blah, blah.
Will legal find offense with this?
Yeah.
Legal finds offense with everything.
Will compliance be okay with this?
Yeah.
So, but it's so funny to be in a professional setting with Nigel when you're pitching ideas.
Now you see why I hated having a day job. I'm like this. I mean, I have a bit more toned down, I guess. I remember there was one time. We had some new hires in the team, and they were just doing an orientation in the conference room. And then they're like, "Yeah, you guys are like, the first female hires of our team." The manager said that, so welcome, And I was like, "Yeah, we love women here."
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I found it hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, we love women.
Let me just welcome these women into this all male space with a sexual harassment joke. Like,
listen, if I don't say something like that, then they're gonna feel like they're just a diversity hire. You know what I mean? I'm trying to diffuse the tension. Okay?
Nigel, I think everybody understands that it's like a company that's probably trying to widen their like employment thing. But like, what made you think it was a good idea? How did they react to it?
They were just shocked. They weren't one of the good ones.
What do you mean the good one?
Well, that's how when I meet somebody, when I go out dating people, they immediately fall into two categories: one of the good ones or not one of the good ones. And when I say one of the good ones, it means like people who laugh at my fucked up sense of humor.
So what am I? I must be straddling.
I don't know what you are. I think, well, we're not going to date anyway, so you have to fall into any of those category. You're like, I think you're almost one of the good ones, but you grab onto this sense of like niceness and likability that you can't fully come to the dark side with me, you know? Maybe that's good for the podcast, I think. Maybe that's good for the podcast.
Well, the thing is, like, I have to be it for. We've said it many times before, but the podcast works on a dichotomy of us two. Like, whatever you say, I have to be the opposite. Whatever I say, you have to be the opposite. So it's like that's kind of how it works. Yeah. Sometimes we'll have flight of fancies, but like that's why I worry that people who come and see my stand up would be very shocked because I'm not like this in my stand up.
Because you need new material. That's what you need.
I need new material too, yeah.
Stop it with your, I'm from Sweden and I moved here 8 years. And then as the years go by, the number gets bigger and bigger. Doesn't that kill you on the inside? I'm from Sweden, I moved here a year ago. I'm from Sweden, I moved here 5 years ago. I'm from Sweden, I moved here 8 years ago.
That's just an opening line, though. I just have to say that I'm from Sweden.
No, you don't. I don't open with Malaysia. Most sets I do, I don't even mention Malaysia anymore.
Nowadays, I don't have to. You're right, actually. You're right.
Need some new shit, woman.
Okay, Nigel.
Let's have a social justice shit. You know?
I don't want to, like, honestly, whenever I write, it's always about sex, vagina, or porn. The newest bit I've written is about porn. So.
Yeah, you need to, like, diversify your comedic chops a little bit, too.
I know, yeah.
Okay, enough. Guys, talk about dick joking off all day. Do better. Well, women comics, do better. Waxing and sex. I hear so many women comics talk about waxing and sex. So I think the critique goes both ways.
Yeah, it can go both ways. It definitely can go both ways.
Talk about hate crime. Talk about hate crime. Give yourself a challenge. I've talked about it. I found a way to make it funny. I'm
definitely gonna make something out of that. The hate crime thing. But it's
so the spa.
Anyways,
tell me more about the spa.
Anyways, getting back to my spa.
Yeah. Sorry.
Always on my topics. Always we go off on a tangent.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I went to a spa with my cousin. She got like a gift card from her husband, and she took me and my other cousin.
By the way, I know this cousin. Is it Nadia on their Instagram?
No, it's her older sister. It was Nadia. It was me, Nadia, and her older sister, Jasmine.
Because every time I see you tag Nadia, I'm like, does this woman have other friends? Is she bugging Nadia? What does Nadia feel about all this? It's like 7 days in a row, it's just you and Nadia.
She actually listens to the podcast, so shout out, Nadia. Yeah, it's true. I actually hang out with her a lot, but I love it. Is it
because she's the only one who's not married?
No. She's the only one who doesn't have kids. She has a boyfriend, but she doesn't have kids.
Once Nadia gets a kid, it's over for you. It's over.
Exactly. It's over for us.
Time to get some cats, woman. Time to get some cats.
Nigel. I was actually thinking about this. I was like, oh, maybe I should get a dog.
Nadia, get a kid so Evelyn can finally get her cat like what was meant to happen.
Nigel!
Well, 6 years till middle age. It's time to consider the cat future, Evelyn.
I'm going to be honest. That's a very good burn. But also, it hurts because it's so true. It's too real. It's too real. And also, I'd get a dog. So...
Okay.
Oh my God. But yeah, I was hanging with my cousins and like in a spa. And the thing is, I've never been to a spa.
That's so sad.
I've never.
That is so sad.
I've been to a spa in Turkey, but a spa in Turkey, it's a Turkish spa. Mm-hmm. And the treatment that I got was that you basically get all of your dead skin cells peeled off, and you get that's done by like these like big Turkish old grandmas. So it's like middle-aged Turkish women who come in like bathrobes, but the thing is they they have their bathing suits on, but they take off the top, so they only have the bathing suits up to their stomach, only covering like their bottom parts. So and then they like, the thing is they get really close and really harsh on your skin, so because they're taking away your dead skin cells. So basically you're just lying there kind of naked, and then this like old, like big Turkish grandma is like just rubbing your skin really hard with a frotte towel, and like her boobs are just like pressing against your body. So it was like the most lesbian experience I'd ever had, and also the most like intimidating, weirdly motherly kind of nice experience as well. And my skin was amazing afterwards, so that was great. But so that's the only spa that I've been to.
Well, that's how you prevent people from asking for happy endings. Just get some ugly, butch-looking person.
Not ugly. They were just like, they were women who had lived, women who had pushed like 5 kids out of their vaginas, and now they work on like just cleaning the skin cells off of like tourists.
Yes. Some good, strong women that nobody wants to fuck.
Nigel!
Am I wrong here? Do you want to fuck her? Do you think your dad and would bring your uncle and go get happy endings from them?
No, because they're too intimidating, those women. Yeah. They're too intimidating.
You don't want to fuck? Yeah, you don't want to fuck them.
Okay. All right, point made.
Yes.
But so after that, I was like, yeah, I don't think spa's my thing.
Yeah, spa is everyone's thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think you spend too much on therapy. You could have spent it on spas instead. I think I've said this before, but a spa does so much more for my mental health than a therapist has ever done. You know?
I can understand that because
it's so nice. A woman's touch on you.
Nigel. We went, well, the thing is my cousin got a treatment, but me and my other cousin just kind of laid in the pool. So we went in and it was like, but I didn't like it because you're just around a bunch of other people. I thought spa, you were supposed to be alone, but it's just like a bunch of other people there.
It depends.
And it's weird. It's just awkward.
Yeah, well, it depends on the how nice the place is and how much you paid. Yeah, the more you pay, the fewer people they are.
Oh, I see.
Life is just about, life is just about that. The more money you make, the fewer people you want to be around.
That's true.
It's forever a tension. It's always a tension between spending more money and saving money, but being around one-star people.
One-star people.
COVID really made me feel like, oh, so this is how rich people live, because there's nobody around you ever. You know what I mean? You sit in the lounge, somebody bothers you. Yeah.
I get that because rich people have their own, like, what's it called? What are those called? Like estates.
Posses.
Their own estates, Yeah. Like, whenever I see a video like that Will Smith has made, he just lives on this huge estate, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, oh my God, he can just walk around, do whatever alone with his family. But I don't know. My experience of a spa, it was nice, but also it was just too many people around. It was so weird. And then you had to wait for each activity because, you can do different activities in a spa. And so you just had to wait. And like, we wanted to do an activity that was, it rains on you. You lie down on your stomach on a stone thingy, and then this thingy rains on you. But then there was this like old man who was hogging the machine. So he just did it for an hour. And me and my cousins just like rounded the place, and then we came back and we're like, oh, he's still doing it. Oh, okay, it's like his 4th time. And so it was just like, you have to deal with that stuff as well.
Because it's a budget spa, that's why.
It's a budget spa.
It's all right. One step at a time. You're gonna move up in the world. Your acting career is going great.
It's going okay.
Yeah. Oh well, it's okay.
What are you so? You were like, I thought we were gonna. You're just like, it's okay. Oh, you genuinely just feel sad.
Yeah.
I just thought you were gonna riff with me.
I was riffing. It's okay. You're gonna make a lot of money one day, and then you're gonna go to a spa where it's just you and other rich people. Okay. Also, posh. That's why I like being around posh people. They have these decency to not hog things because they grew up with this. What do you call it?
With enough?
With a lot.
They grew up with enough?
They grew up with a surplus.
A surplus of stuff. Yeah.
They have a lot. There's this mentality that, yes, I always have stuff, so I'm not desperate. So you go to a 1-star resort, you get desperate people who've never seen a rain shower. So they just hog it. That's 1-star people. 1-star people. You pay a 1-star price, you steal 1-star people.
True.
So you got to splurge a little bit if you really want to enjoy life.
Yeah.
You know? That's why a little bit of hatred for people is crucial to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good luck, Evelyn. I hope you find a better spa. Maybe next time you can try a 2-star spa. So you have 2-star people.
This was actually a really nice. It's called Hog. I bought it, and it's the nicest spa in my city.
Really, a nice spa wouldn't have like 1-star people though.
It's the nicest spa in my city.
Well, then you live in a 1-star city.
I do actually. I live in a 1-star city. Oh God. Let me ask you a question. Is there something interfering with your happiness? In that case, our sponsors, BetterHelp, are here to support you. As listeners to the podcast, you guys know that I'm a huge believer in therapy. Love it. It's kind of like the gym, but for your brain. And your therapist is kind of like your PT. You basically go in, you talk to them, and they make you aware of certain patterns that you might have. And, you become aware of why you behave a certain way that you do, and then you can deal with it. It's great. And also, I just got Nigel into it, so, win-win. BetterHelp is great because they assess your needs and then they match you with your own licensed professional therapist. And it's so convenient because it's all online. So you can connect with your therapist in a safe and private online environment. And it's so quick, you can start communicating in under 48 hours. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/rice. Join over 1 million people who've taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rice. Oh, actually, speaking of my cousins, I actually remembered something because we were talking about this when we were at the spa. So me and my cousin Nadia, we went to Canada like way ages ago together with our grandmother. And when we were there were 2 male cousins there. And my grandmother was like, oh, yeah, Evelyn should hook up with the older one and Nadia should hook up with the younger one. So my grandmother was like trying to match make us with our cousins. Like and by the way, I was like 18 and Nadia was like, what? She's like 13 at this point or something, 15. And so it was just like, what are you talking about, Grandma?
Your grandma is the original pussy psychic. She knows you're going to be lonely. Evelyn, just marry the cousin. Just marry her.
Just marry the cousin.
And that's fine, right? That's fine. Is your cousin hot? I think that's the only question you should be asking. Is he hot? Is your cousin hot, Evelyn?
Not my type. No, okay.
Not your type or ugly? That's distinction.
Very funny.
There's a distinction.
No, because like a person is the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I think that's a very conventional way to describe 95% of beautiful people. It's not that much in the eyes of the beholder. That's what we tell ugly people so they don't kill themselves.
That's very true.
Am I wrong here?
No.
You think runway models think beauty is in the eye of the beholder? No. You think Victoria's Secret models think that?
I think they wish it was because they must be harassed all the time. They must be like viewed as like just pieces of meat, right?
They got used to it.
I was actually listening to a really interesting podcast about Chippendales, which is like the male strip thing in America. It was Magic Mike before Magic Mike in the 80s. And the men who stripped there, they were like, these hot, really alpha, huge, good-looking guys. And they said that stripping there really messed them up because they were like just viewed as pieces of meat. So it messed them up in the head. And after they quit stripping, they had a really tough time with relationships and stuff because they were like, they just didn't have a sense of self. Yeah. So that was really interesting, I thought.
Well, it is interesting, but you should also listen to one, sex work is not for everybody. So I grant you that. True. But you also listen to the ones where the Chippendale people work there and they're like, fuck yeah, bro, I love every moment of it.
I mean, it was the same. Well, the same guy, the same people. They were like, yeah, it was great because they were like, you were getting money, you were getting attention from women.
Who still think they're great now, despite working there, who it didn't fuck up.
I
because
see.
because it's you want to see a picture, you got to see both sides, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
sex
Yeah.
work is not for everybody, but that's why I really respect sex workers. They do a thing that you probably couldn't do. That's why I respect sex workers.
Uh-huh.
Do a great thing. That's why when OnlyFans decided they're gonna kill off their adult like content, I was
mean-
angry on behalf of my sex workers, my sex worker friends. I think it's very important. I'm a very sex positive guy. Somebody actually sent an email saying how sex positive I am.
God.
We'll read it a bit. But I'll talk about incest more. I think incest, I think it's, why genetically we don't like incest because it leads to, genetic deformities, right? If your gene
Yeah.
sequence are too close. But if your cousin's hot, maybe mixed race. Look at the Scandinavian countries, tiny islands, beautiful people. They're all inbred to some extent. They're still healthy, tall, beautiful. So if your genes are good and compatible, fuck your cousin. Get married, save money on the wedding, invite one side of the family.
Okay. Let me interject here.
Oh,
And
no.
people are going to get upset. But I don't think Scandinavians, I don't think as much inbred as possibly Great Britain.
Really?
I think that's probably the product of incest.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
So that's not over the line? That's not over the line?
This is me being over the line. Saying a thing very hesitantly and then apologizing immediately after and then giggling.
You can't use
That's
giggling
how
to
I-
cover up your fucked up shit,
That's what I do to cover up your fucked up shit. So to giggle in a
Well,
way.
yeah, incest is not that bad, It's a very Western idea that incest is bad, I think. Because
Why?
their nuclear families are so small. 2 kids,
Oh,
3 kids.
okay.
Both
Yeah.
my mom and dad's side have 13 siblings, 12 siblings. And then I still meet new relatives I haven't met before.
Oh yeah.
So maybe in the past I might have gone out with someone who was related to me. The chances of that are
Nigel.
quite high. But I don't know.
As long as you don't reproduce.
I don't know. Maybe I'll meet the love of my life one day and then we find out through ancestry.com that, oh shit, you're like my cousin, my second cousin. Oh no.
You know what? There is a thing called genetic sexual attraction, which is when either a child and parent who've been separated since birth or siblings who've been separated since birth, and then they meet as adults, they have a connection, an instant connection. And I think it's something with their like pheromones that they recognize each other. So they have an immediate connection, but they don't understand what that connection is. And that connection is so they mistake that connection for sexual as opposed to familial because they haven't grown up with each other. So they haven't been able to make that distinction. So that close kind of like bond that they feel, people often describe it, people who've experienced this describe it as like love at first sight. But actually it's just your body telling you that, oh, that's a person I'm related to. But because you haven't been able to distinguish that, you think it's sexual. So a lot of people, not a lot, but people have been like, there are people who have basically hooked up with their brother or married their dad and have families with their dad.
So romantic. Can you imagine? Hook it up.
Nigel!
Choke me, daddy.
Gross.
Oh yeah, daughter. Can we have a K-drama that's about incest?
About incest?
Yeah, crash landing into my extended family, something like that.
That's really funny. I mean, who knows? Captain Ree and Suri could have been related. I mean, they were from North and South. Maybe they were one of the families who were separated. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe it's good that I'm going out with a lot of white women. So confirmed not incestuous.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Yeah.
probably good to go out with people who you absolutely will not be related to.
Yeah, but
Somebody
no,
from a different race.
I like women of every race, you know. So I'm very against race mixing when it comes to relationships.
Yeah, you are. You said you
fucks
are.
up your kid. It fucks up your kid.
Oh my God.
No, kidding. You love who you love, people. I'm such a sex positive guy because we got an email from a very nice fan, and we're gonna read this wonderful, wonderful email. You know, from Sunny. What's her
It's
name?
a nice
Sunny
email.
Lai.
It's a nice email, but Sunny, you really have just bolstered Nigel's ego so much. Like, so much.
What ego? I just go about life being the most liberal, enlightened person I can. Yeah, the most intersectional. Right, so this is an email,
read
people.
the email.
The title, Feminist Approval of Nigel's Sex Talk. Hi, Nigel and Evelyn. I tried to write this email, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so the content. I'm a fan of Nigel's sex talk on the pod, including all the stuff about spitting in people's faces. The pleb tier assumption to make here would be that it's because I'm a misogynistic douche bro, but actually, it's because I'm a slutty bisexual feminist who's about as pro-social justice as they come, and I think Nigel's actually got a really healthy attitude towards sex that frankly more people should have. Very good, very good. Thank you, Sunny. The attitude being, do whatever you want as long as you have a good grasp of consent and how to be a decent person, and you're being respectful, safe, and compassionate towards those involved and yourself. And yes, that includes spitting in people's faces and choking them, of course. Sunny is speaking my language here. Society has stupid attitudes to sex. Not just the usual patriarchal double standard bullshit, but also the whole sex is a near universal human experience that almost all of us want, but also we shouldn't ever talk openly about it. And it's very prevalent for us Asians, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree. That's why I talk about it a lot, you know. If you want to stand a chance at dismantling...
That's not why he talks about it a lot. But
I hear a lot of envy and judgment from you, Evelyn. So check yourself. Check yourself. If you want to stand a chance at dismantling this social bullshit and being able to make everyone's experience with sex better, we need to talk about it more openly. And so, much as I'll be loath to inflate his ego more, I support Nigel talking about his exploits. Because if you're a horrible person with bad ideas about sex, then you should shut up and rethink. But if you're a respectful, decent person with good ideas about sex, well, the world will always benefit from these ideas being shared. Love the podcast, Sunny. P.S. Evelyn, please don't tell women to do better with regard to enjoying getting spit on. Some of us are mentally healthy feminists with fucked up kinks that are indulged in healthy and safe ways. Let us have our fun. PPS, if you all could be less heteronormative in your sex relationship talk though, and more inclusive of bi-pan people, that'll be amazing. So, thank you very much, Sunny. If you're ever in London, Sunny, we can have some, hit me up. We can have some slutty bisexual feminist sex.
Okay. Well, the thing is, as we said before, a few things to address. But as we said before, and she also includes it in her email, the podcast is built on dichotomy. So whatever Nigel says, I'm going to be the opposite, obviously. But the thing is, we do respect each other's lifestyles or decisions or, views. But for the sake of entertainment, we're going to argue about it. And obviously, if you're a sex positive person, that's great. Support that. But also, I think it's okay to be a person who doesn't want to talk about sex openly, which I am. So I feel like that should be respected too. And in the email that Sunny's written, she says it's cool that Nigel keeps talking about this, and as long as Evelyn's around to keep things from getting too out of control. That
paragraph. It's a TLDR, but she does say that.
Yeah, so it's and that's kind of my job on the podcast. I'm here to rein you in to a certain extent. And I'm also put in this position because you are that, you are so out there. So it is that thing of I'm very aware of it. I have to kind of counterbalance the extreme of what you say just so we have that perspective in the podcast.
All I'm going to say is... sorry, finish.
Oh, and also, I am pansexual, but it's still a process for me. I haven't come out to my family or anything. And so that's something that I'm dealing with. But I understand that she wants to talk. She would like us to be more inclusive. However, at the same time, you're heterosexual, Nigel.
I've done foursomes. I've done an orgy. You know, I don't mind being cucked out. I've not done that fully.
Did you engage with the guy in the foursome?
No. But
Yeah, so
I don't mind having a guy around.
Yeah, that's cool. But the thing is, like, we're going to talk about our lives. And if our lives aren't, we don't have any of those experiences personally, then we can't really talk about it. And the worst thing for me would be to co-opt an experience and talk about an experience just to talk about it, but I have no experience of it. So, that's what we can do there. But I am pansexual, and I am kind of on my journey of kind of, exploring it and discovering it. And I might talk about it when I'm comfortable, when I've, experienced those things and kind of gone through them.
Yeah.
But
Give Evelyn like 4 years and she'll be ready to talk about her pansexual experiences.
8 years, please. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. Because the thing is, it's a nice email, but at the same time, as she's making a point of not shaming people for talking about sex, I feel like she's kind of shaming other people for not wanting to talk about sex.
No,
I feel like
the very defensive tone here. I don't think she's shaming anyone. She's just pro me.
Maybe it's defensive. She is pro you. Yeah,
she's not shaming you. She's not saying don't say the things you say. She just say you don't need to say do better when it comes to choking because some women like that. But she's not judging your lifestyle.
Well, she is saying that if you don't talk about sex, that she is saying the people who don't want to talk about sex that they should want to talk about sex more. So.
No. She's saying like if you want to, she appreciates that we talk about sex. That I talk about sex because if you want to have like get rid of the stigma sex has, especially in Asian society, then we should talk about sex more. But she's not asking you personally to talk about it. She's happy me talking about it, and she's not judging you for not talking about it.
Okay.
But then it's nice to know I'm such a feminist.
Nigel.
And such a
God.
Listen, Sunny, because of this email, I'm gonna keep choking. I'm gonna keep spitting. Thank you, Sunny. And hit me up if you ever wanna, we'll see. We got a coffee or something. You go a coffee date, coffee date.
All right.
If you want someone respectful, but who knows what he's doing? A respectful but not a beta male cuck,
God.
See?
All right.
I love it. I love how uncomfortable you are. I love it.
Yeah, it makes me ew.
Grow up, Evelyn. Grow up.
I am grown up. I'm just a prude.
No.
And I stand for it.
Okay, fine. Well, sex is great. So I love this email. Thank you very much, Sunny. I think it's very important to talk about it. I think me toning it down.
Well, the thing
because
is,
it gets repetitive. I think
and I mean,
because there's only so much you can do when it comes to sex.
There is so much you can do, and
See
also
positions, choking, spitting. Tell me more things I can do, people, so I can update you guys with my new exploits.
I really do. Ugh. The thing is also, I think when it comes to joking about sex, there's a lot of shock value in joking about sex. Like the way to joke about sex, a lot of the times is shock value.
Why is your material all about sex then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how I do it. That's how I personally do it. Is that, I mean, like a lot of my material is about like my vagina or sex or, the lack of sex. And I believe that I talk about what I maybe don't experience in my life on stage, if you get what I mean. So I think I explore that side of me more on stage than I do personally. And so I think that's why I talk about it. But the way I talk about it is that there is a lot of shock value in sex. So when you joke about sex, that's what's going to come. And that's like the way it happens. So I think that I do understand the listeners who can find it uncomfortable to listen to because it might get just too much sometimes.
I think there's a lot to be said about Western and Asian attitudes of sex and dating in general. Yeah. That's something I found is like dating in the West, compared to Asia, it's very different, obviously. In Asia, you date, you go on dates, very innocent. You go out, you talk, you watch a movie.
Yeah.
And maybe you have sex like 6 months in,
Oh.
And in the Western world, sex happens like like very quick, which I love. That happens really quickly. Like
Yeah.
date one, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what happens last dating in the Western world? Holding hands, right? I've done anal before holding someone's hand.
Yeah.
You ever try to hold someone's hand here? They look at you weird.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're trying to propose or some shit? Fuck,
Yeah.
I just met you. Jesus.
They're like, don't get attached, bro.
Yeah,
like,
whoa.
don't define what we are.
Where is this? You just fucked me in the ass. Don't hold my hand. Jesus.
It's like that Chappelle bit. You know that Chappelle bit where he's like, he's like, oh, hey, Todd, who are you voting for? And he's like, Dave, that's personal. Oh my God, I can't believe you asked me that. Never ask me that again. And then he's like, as I was saying, so I was fucking my wife anally. It's really funny.
Yeah, I would love to hold someone's hand now, but in the Western world, it just won't. It's not gonna happen.
So why do you think
I'll
that is?
settle for ass eating.
Nice. But why do you think that is? Do you think it's because there's shame that sex has been deemed as shameful in Asia, or do you think that it's because we have a higher? Or do you think that it's because in the West we've managed to disconnect emotion from sex?
I just think it's a cultural thing. Nothing to do with shame. It's just the way people do things.
I think it's cultural, but I think it's all based on something, right? It's all based around something. I mean, sex used to be more taboo when society was more Christian, and now that it's more, what's it called? Not atheist, but more.
I think we need to make
can't
a
remember.
TV show about
It's more
Evelyn
promiscuous.
just, trying to get Evelyn to have sex with prostitutes.
No, we don't.
We do. It'd
We
be so
really
funny.
don't.
It'd be so funny.
I'd more listen to the stories and be like, so how did you get into prostitution? Oh, tell me about that. Oh my God, your relationship with your mother? Oh, tell me more. That's my
I think
aphrodisiac.
we need to introduce Evelyn to some mentally healthy male prostitutes. I just love it, baby. I just love it. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. And then maybe that dirty talk make that dirty talk quite racial. You know?
Why
Suck
would you
my
make
dick,
it
you
racial?
you chinky sluts.
Why are you saying this?
Maybe you'll like it. Maybe as a, maybe some minorities, some people of color like it when people abuse them racially in bed.
There is actually a term for that. I think it's called race baiting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's called race baiting when a person of color wants to be talked to in a derogatory way.
If you ever get
during
together,
sex.
listeners, me and you, feel free to tell me to, go down on me, you chinky Chinaman.
Oh my God.
I will laugh and then I will oblige. Then I know for sure she's one of the good ones. Bonus points if you're white. So eat my pussy, Chinaman.
Okay, Nigel.
Can we title the episode that? Eat my pussy and probably get demonetized. Like
It would get demonetized. You think it would get demonetized? Oh, would it get demonetized? Oh yeah, demonetized? Probably. You think YouTube would probably demonetize that? Maybe.
You're like, which word should we demonetize on pussy or should we demonetize on Chinaman?
Oh my God. Oh, Nigel.
Choke
All
me
right.
like how you bind your feet, Chinaman.
I mean, okay. Well, thank you, Sonny, for your email.
Yes.
Thank you. Nigel's very happy about it, as you can tell. He's doing his little dance. Oh, Nigel.
Yeah, sexually healthy. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on.
We'll move on, please.
I recently finished this this book, that's given to me by someone very special,
By that, he does not mean me or his mother.
Yes, a friend, a good friend, who I hope to see again one day. But, you never know how these things go. But
Oh my God. Oh, just get to the point.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have people who like me, Evelyn. I'm sorry I don't just hang out with Nadia and your cat. So,
Nadia is the best person. Okay, don't shit on Nadia.
okay. I read this book, One Day by David Nichols. And I know it's a movie, but the movie sucks. The person who gave me the book told me, read the book, don't watch the movie.
Yeah,
and
the movie isn't that good.
Did watch the movie yesterday and it was terrible. They didn't have enough time to. So the plot of the book is two friends who met after graduation, and every chapter is July 15th of every year, and then just grow up together when they're 20 all the way to when they're 40. So that's the plot of the book, and it's just a beautiful, uplifting at parts, sad at parts story. It broke me at parts, and it's just a very, very beautiful book. So I read that. I read that along with my Roxane Gay. I'm reading Bad Feminist right now by Roxane Gay. Yeah. I love it. She's a very good writer, and I've just finished David Nichols One Day. So our listeners have been asking for book recommendations from me. So I'm like, I'll try to drop it every episode because I'm an avid reader. You know, it's how I learn about the world. It's the most empathetic thing you can do. I'll never experience what childbirth feels like, but the written word can get me there. It's the closest it can get me to feeling what it feels like. So, book recommendations. One Day by David Nichols. Beautiful book. And I read about something that made me think about this, there are a lot of fuckboy sayings, which sometimes I've used them in the past, like, oh, it's not you, it's me. My ex reappeared in my life and threw me for a loop.
Oh my God.
I'm still trying to figure out what I actually want in life. I'm just really confused, Sure, there are some fuckboy sayings I don't use anymore. Fuckboy sayings like that. But you know what sayings women have? Women have sayings that just go straight to your heart.
What
and
is
that kill you. That's been used on me before too. And the saying is, I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And then there's nothing you can say back to that. That's like they get into a relationship with you, you care about each other, you think there's a future together, then they drop that bomb on you. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And there's no response to it. That's the ultimate, that's worse. That's like worse than 10 fuckboy lines combined. That's like shitting on your life, ruining your lifeline. That's a line you said. That's a line my ex-wife said before leaving me.
Oh my God, I get it now. Oh my God, I get it now. Okay, so to me, I'm in love with you, but I'm not. I love you, but I'm not in love with you is so clear. It's like I'm telling you exactly how I feel. I still love you as a person, but I'm not in love with you romantically. I don't think we should be together. It's so clear. Whereas fuckboy stuff is like not clear. And that's what's the difference, isn't it? Because men don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Grow up. Grow up. We can handle our feelings.
No, you can't.
Women just want clarity.
The amount of texts I've gotten from you about a guy you don't even see anymore or talk to anymore. You grow up. You grow up, woman. Jesus Christ. But it's because
he's not clear. It's because he's not clear.
So? Because you can't handle clarity.
No,
I'm not saying women can handle clarity. I'm saying you can handle clarity.
No, I want clarity. I want clarity. Just say it to me straight. But I think that's the thing, isn't it, Nigel? That's the thing, right? Because it's like I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So clear. To me, at least, that's really clear. But like, oh, I just don't know what I want now. Blah, 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 blah. I can't have blah, blah, blah. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
I think one is much worse than the other.
Why?
Because one, the love you but not in love with you line, you only give to someone who you are with in a serious relationship and a committed thing.
Okay, yeah.
So the context of it is so much more painful. Listeners, let me know.
Yeah.
A fuckboy fucks you around. What? You've probably been on 5 dates, 4 dates. You've probably been seeing each other for like 2 months maybe. But the I love you but I'm not in love with you line, some shit you say to someone who, a year, 2 years into a relationship, a serious thing.
Okay, yeah. I totally get that. I get that it's like two sayings at different stages of your relationship, but also it demonstrates two different ways of talking to someone about feelings, doesn't it? Because in that case, it feels like women are much more clearer in what they all, well, I can't generalize, but to me, from that and from like just how I operate, I'm always kind of clear about what I want or say when it comes to that. But then the men that I've interacted with have never been clear.
Well,
because they don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
It's shit men. Yeah, it's shit men. But because you're very clear. I think you're very clear.
I think so.
But,
I try to be.
It's interesting, but I think that's really interesting.
But
isn't
which one's more
Why am I so
painful? You tell
excited?
me.
You're
have
not
you
excited about
have you
it.
had someone fall out of love with you? You can't say. I mean, you probably
No,
haven't.
of course that's more painful.
Yeah, you
of
tell
course,
me it's
of
more
course.
painful. And it's I've never heard a guy use this. So guys, we should start using this phrase. You know, we should start using this phrase,
Yeah,
man.
they should. Yeah, you should.
It's a
But
very
also,
woman phrase right now, but we're gonna co-opt it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, I
Everybody
hope
use it.
I hope I never need to say it. I hope
What
it's a
do you
sentence
say?
I'll never need to say ever in my life, ever again. Not ever
Then what-
again, but ever.
Oh, yeah, that's very romantic of you. But what do you say if you want to end a relationship?
Just not feeling it anymore. It's not working. You know, I'm very simple. It's not working.
It's the same thing, though. It's the same
I'll
thing,
say
isn't it?
I don't think I love you anymore. Right?
Well, it's the same thing as saying that, isn't
That's
it? I love you, but I don't love
painful.
you.
That's less
In
painful.
love with you.
About that, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, because that sentence implies a change. You know?
Yeah.
Because they're using the word love in two different contexts.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So that is a very painful sentence. Instead of like, I don't think I'm in love with you anymore. It's, there's no, it's almost matter of fact. But I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. It's like you see the different usages of the word, the different meanings of the word love, and you see the progression, the gentle erosion of feelings you have for each other. It's a painful phrase. I hope listeners will never get to use it or get to hear it, but it's a very painful phrase. And if I had to choose, I would rather take the fuckboy phrase that's used on me than that phrase again.
What? Because the thing is, like, it's quite poetic, but I think it's honestly, I think it shows that you're like, I still care for you, but I don't think we should be together.
Say that.
What that phrase
Say
is.
that.
But I feel like that's what that phrase means, and so. But you just say it in like, oh, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Well,
I mean, I agree. It's very harsh. It's very harsh, and you don't want to hear that.
I'm gonna
as a
wait
person.
till someone uses that phrase on you, and then you tell me that you can relate to what I'm saying.
No, I relate. I mean, it is a really painful phrase, but I feel like it's clear. It's clear, right?
Well, you don't relate then. You don't want clarity.
No.
Sometimes clarity is not always good.
No, I think clarity is good because
Spoken like someone who hasn't had a heart broken.
I've had my heart broken.
I'm just saying you probably can't comprehend it yet.
I can comprehend it. I'm just saying that I think I'd rather take the pain, like the direct pain, and then be able to like, okay, let's move on, rather than like being fucked around and being like, what the fuck? This is just confusing to me. Like, granted, like both are, I know that it's pain. Of course, I know that it's pain, but at least it's clarity, you know? Right?
Well, we'll check back in when you have your first like relationship big heartbreak thing. No, next, not first, but your next big heartbreak thing.
Next.
So
no, but yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree. Totally painful. Like, obviously, nobody wants to hear that. But I
think it's a phrase nobody should ever use ever again.
Okay.
Stop it. Have an affair. Just have an affair. Tell me you fucked the neighbor. Then we can get a divorce based on that.
What?
You know?
But don't you? Wouldn't you just respect a person?
Aren't we
who can-
guys just nicer? If we don't like you anymore, we just go fuck our secretary, and then we give you the privilege of anger and self-righteousness. You still feel you're the good person in this. We don't. You know. I think we do it better. We just fuck our secretary. You know, we fuck our coworker. That's how we deal with it. We don't come out and do I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
It is how you deal with it, isn't it?
So what would you prefer?
Oh my
You
God.
tell me. I think the guy version is less brutal.
No, I think the guy version is more chicken. Like, I think the guy version is more like it's less adult and it's kind of patronizing, honestly. Like, because if you truly respect somebody, you would have the hard conversation with them and then take the outfall, because sleeping with your secretary is just a way to deflect and not wanting to take responsibility for what you actually feel and need to communicate to a person.
We'll see how you deal with it then. One day.
I'm going to deal with it horribly. Like, nobody's going to deal with it well. But I think that I would much rather
my ex told me she's been seeing someone than hear that sentence ever again.
Yeah. Because it's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hopefully she'll suck in someone else. She just told me I was stuck in this guy's. I'm sleeping with this guy for a while now. I'm not happy. Oh, okay, I get it. All right. Well, see
but
ya.
wouldn't that hurt as much as well?
No, less.
Why? Why would that hurt less?
I don't know. Human emotion is hard to pinpoint why words have their effects.
Yeah.
You know? So until you figure it out, until you go through what I went through, we can talk more. But this is just my opinion on where I stand on it. I'd rather my wife told me she was like fucking someone else.
Yeah.
Than I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore.
But you're right. I haven't experienced it. I haven't experienced the big kind of tragic heartbreak of my life yet.
Yeah,
even though I've experienced other stuff.
It makes you think, oh, people bitching about Nigel to me, that's not really an issue. It gives you perspective, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, oh well, I hope you figure out the joys of that one day. And you will. You will. I have a good feeling about you.
Stop it, pussy psychic.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see any cats in the future just yet. So.
Nigel!
And hey, life starts at 40, Evelyn. Life starts at 40.
We're all Cougar Town.
See you next week.
Bye.